Are in a warm-up exercise that we use with our team on days that we play 5-on-5. At some point during the season, we play just 5-on-5 just for a complete training session. But for most of the time in the season, we rarely ever train our entire team in the same exercise. In the first grid over here to my right, these boys in groups of 5 are playing 3 against 2. But instead of making it static, the only restriction there is that they have to move when they play. And they are allowed up to 3 touches. And so for this, it's a great chance for them to try to do something creative, to do something dynamic, to play some give and goes, to try some takeovers. In the next grid here that they're playing in for 3 minutes, it's 4 against 1, but they're playing 1 touch. So it's all speed of play things, moving the ball quickly, playing the ball away from pressure. It becomes a little bit circular in its pattern usually, but that's okay. So the first grid is 3 against 2, playing with 3 touches. You must move. Second grid here is 4 against 1, playing with 1 touch. And this grid over here, very challenging, and the guys are doing a great job with it, is all balls have to be in the air. And it's 2 touch maximum there, 4 against 1. Fantastic. I just saw a sequence here of about 6 in a row. Terrific. We tell our guys to shoot for about 20. If they're not getting about 20 with our college team, we're on them a little bit. So we try to make it very competitive, and we try to make it so that the guy in the middle really works hard to try to win the ball away from him. So tremendous composure under pressure with balls in the air in this group. Balls staying on the ground, playing with great speed of play in this group. And this group over here, again, playing with some creativity and movement. And for me, I think that's a great kind of warm-up to have for your team psychologically after they've probably done some other running exercises to get going. We ready to move them, Paul? Okay. Yeah, and they'll rotate in between the 3 grids. And as they do, if they need to do any stretching, any last-minute stretching, grab a quick drink of water, whatever it is they need to do at the first of the session, they do that, but they rotate to the different grids so everybody in a 3-minute session is trying different types of touch exercises. Our theme today that we're going to have is for the team to train our forwards. And I put on your handout there that I think before you know how you want to train your forwards, besides the obvious of being able to score goals, you have to understand, and your players have to understand, what your philosophy is of how you want them to play. And then from that moment on, figure out how you want to train your forwards. If you're a team that wants to counterattack and you feel like that's the best method for your team to be successful is through the counterattacking options, you certainly want to train your forwards to counterattack. At Creighton, primarily, we're a team that wants to build the ball up. And so for us, particularly when playing at home, we need to train our forwards to be very, very good with their back to goal. And this afternoon's first session here that we're going to do with our guys, with our forwards, will be to train them in different types of receiving movements and combination play that they'll need to do when they're receiving balls at midfield, and how different that is than when they're receiving balls near the top of the 18 with their back to goal. To me, I think as a coach, and for the last 35 years or so, I've collected a lot of different drills. Most of them are still in huge filing cabinets and never get seen. And I think at some point in your career, and everyone in here is in a little different point maybe in their career, you're tired of reaching all the different exercises, and your players may get tired of some of the exercises that you do over and over again. But for us to develop the best youth players in the country, we have to make sure that we're staying on the cutting edge of what's going on training-wise in the world. This exercise, this warm-up, is not one I derived myself. It's something that we saw Arsenal do with their first team in training on a recent trip to Europe. I thought if it's good enough for the speed of play for Arsenal, it was probably good enough for the speed of play for my team. Things continue to evolve so quickly that we have to keep looking at these new exercises about how we train our players. At the recent NCAA convention, Dick Bate talked about how in the volume of sprinting in the last 6 years in the top teams in the world has doubled. The volume of sprinting in the last 6 years has doubled with the top teams in the world. If we, you, all of us in here, want to develop top-level players, we have to recognize that that's an evolution that's happening and incorporate that into our training. How do we do, Paul? We about to has everybody been through? They're on their third one now? Terrific. Part of the reason we established the philosophy of how we wanted to play at Creighton, and part of the reason for our success, because we've continued with that philosophy, is because we play in a soccer-specific stadium on our campus that was designated strictly for us to be able to play in, and it cost the university about $20 million. We have suites. We have the largest season ticket base of any college program in the country. We have people that are on the message boards all the time talking about our team. We not only have to be productive in terms of wins, we have to try to play a style that is attractive to people who come to our games and pay to do that. So we decided that we wanted to be a team that could keep the ball for long periods of the game. Our match analysis from this past year found that on average, in the typical game, we kept the ball 78% of the time against our opponents. 78% of the time. For us, that was very important because we want people to see that our players are developing thinking movements of how to break down our opponents. We are also the only team in the country that has had a player drafted into the MLS ever since the inception of MLS. Out of the 1,000 college programs in the country, we've had a player drafted at least one every year into MLS. We hang our hat on that with our players in terms of development because we want them to know that we will teach them to become the best player possible. Hopefully good enough to be a professional player. Of all those players who've gone on to become pros, and now it's about 60 of them in the last 15 years, none of them were ever in our youth national training programs. We have had no youth national team players. Every player that we've had have been players that have developed within our system of play. In total, in the last 15 years, we've had 11 regional team players. So, and primarily what I'm saying is that with the system that we're using to develop players is helping prepare them for the next level. Paul, we good? We've been through it all? Great. All right, Paul, if you can help us get organized where we have a forward here on the 30-yard line in between the blue cones here, a forward here in between these two blue cones, a forward here in between these two blue cones, a defender behind each one of them. All right, and the defender, if you guys will take one of those yellow shirts, please, and put on the yellow shirt. A midfield player, someplace in there around even with the Kansas City Chiefs symbol, halfway through. And then the other players back all the way down at the end there, about the 40-yard line, fellas. Let's start there, and you guys will all have the ball. Great, guys. So this is going to be your grid that you're going to operate in here. It's a pretty big grid for you, between this blue cone and that blue cone there. And if you want to pick up those two orange cones, that's great. Kevin, you're going to be in this grid here, in between that blue cone and this blue cone. And you're going to be in that grid there. There you go. Attaboy. Terrific. Good. So for a mental image for you guys, the first thing is we've said that what we want to do with our team at Creighton, and if you decide to build the ball up for yourself with your team, you're going to need to have forwards who can hold the ball at midfield. And for purposes of this exercise, I want you to consider that this 30-yard line here is actually the midfield stripe. This is the midfield stripe. There's our own goal down there, 60 yards away. And balls are going to get played out of the back into a midfield player. So we'll start right down there. Christian, you're in this group right here. You have a partner here in this grid with you? That's fine. One in each grid here. So we have a player down there. Yep. Christian, why don't you be in this middle grid right here? One of you guys right down there, playing him the ball. Great. And we have a player right over there. Yep. And somebody playing him the ball from down there where Paul is. So we need a midfield player in there, Paul. Terrific. So we'll just watch Christian's group here first, all right? And Kevin is our forward. All right, and who's going to play the ball into him? Okay, so the first thing is to make this, we're going to make this really simple. We're just going to start off with checking for the ball here a little bit, if you would, Christian. So we'll just walk through it here. Take a touch, play it to him so he knows when to check. Yep, receive it there. Kevin, you're going to get off your mark. Give it back to him. Yep. You can go in and play with him. And now that's midfield there, Kevin. You two guys are going to try to combine to get across the end line. It could be that Christian, he stays with him, and you just take off and go all across the half line by yourself. It could be he plays in between. You guys play a little 1-2. But the most important thing here, Kevin, is we don't try any kind of risky pass here, because we're all going to want to move up as a group, okay? So you guys up top understand this. This is not the top of our 18. This is midfield. Your team is playing the ball out of the back to you. You've got to hold it so that you guys can go forward, they can move up, and our backs can move up. All three lines of our team, and eventually our goalkeeper, our fourth line of our team, can move up. All right, so let's just see it again. Take a touch. Yep, Christian, receive it. Yep, you're timing off of it. Yep, get a hold of it. Good, combine. It was a really good fake he did, wasn't it? All right, good. You see that? Great. Let's try it in this group. All these groups, go ahead and try it. You get the picture of it? Good, and then we'll talk about a couple of the points associated with this. All right? Go. Okay. Here's the thing for Kevin here, for you, all you guys, all you forwards. Once you've played this ball off and you've laid a good ball off to the midfield player, where do you need to go? Where do you probably need to go? What's your first thought? If Kevin lays a good ball off here to Christian, what's he want to do next? Stay here with him? No. Where does he want to go? Towards the goal. To stretch this line of defense, again, as far as he can. All right? We got that? So I think in all three of these here, we just saw you guys laid it off and then waited to see what he was going to do next. Go ahead and go. All right? Stretch the team out. Great. Great demonstration, though, fellas. Start off with. Go ahead, play. I'm just going to work with this middle group here on some coaching points for them. Yep, and you're gone, Kevin. All right? And let's start with this first ball that's played in here. What I've seen all three times out of this is, for you, Christian, when he takes a touch and you receive this ball, and I know you're a left-footed player, all right? So it's not really so natural to you, but I'd like for you to think about receiving this ball with looking before to see where Kevin is. So as that ball's rolling to you, take a look at Kevin, see where he is. That tells Kevin you're ready and already engaged with him and you're ready to play with him. And you might even be able to play some of these balls into him one touch. because all of them now, and I've watched each one of the midfielders, has been the same. As the ball's come in, you've received it, you've kind of held it, and then you've played it up to the forward. So let's see if we can make it happen a little bit quicker, okay? All right? Yeah, he's going to try it on his left foot. Okay, take a touch here, and yep, check in. Yep. Terrific. Terrific. Much, much better. A couple things on that one right there. First of all, Kevin, let's think a little about a little counter movement for you too here, Christian. So as he takes that touch on the ball, you've already moved yourself away from your defender, create a little space for yourself. I like how you took that ball better, which was you took it on your front foot, your foot closest to him, so that you could play that quicker to him. All right? Now for you, I like what you're doing here, except all of you forwards are doing the same thing. You're starting in front of this guy every time. And so they've done a pretty good job here, but they can see the ball coming, they can see you, and they can see where you might play the ball. So I'd like for you guys to think about being a guy who's kind of hanging back in behind them. Because let's go walk through it again here. Yep. Checking in, looking before, pop your hips open. But a little counter movement there even for you, you know, that maybe you're ducking out one side of him, getting it back on the other side of him, okay? Great. So far, really good. Keep going, fellas. It's all right. Okay, in that case, and that could happen in the game, right? That could happen. We could have a bum touch. It happens, all right? Don't leave him, all right? Because that's the last line of defense there, right? So if he takes a bump touch, stay back in here and help him. Let's get a hold of the ball. Let's don't lose it at midfield. Let's don't take any risks at midfield to lose the ball because we want our whole team to move up. Good. Just a couple more here, and then we'll move to a little different exercise on it. Okay. I'd say, Kevin, I think that worked out really well. I'd say that's a risky play. It's a risky play. And Christian had come a little bit far beyond you. And most of the time in the game, around the top of the 18, fantastic ball. For here, and this time, I think for that one, get a hold of it, be strong, lean into the player, and make sure you play a safe pass into him, okay? Go, a couple more, fellas. Christian, you got to go help him, buddy. Well done, Kevin. Way to hold the ball. Fantastic. Well done. Way to hold it. Good. For you, Christian, I'd say that in that case, and for him, a lot of times as a forward, this is different than at the top of the 18. At midfield, he may have to come really deep to get the ball, sometimes like he did then. And particularly if the team's playing where there's only one forward up top, like there is now, he's probably going to clatter right up his back because he doesn't have to worry about a second forward running back in behind him. So once you've played that ball into him, read where he is, and you may have to back up a little bit to get that ball instead of running past him. Okay? Good. Terrific, fellas. A couple more here, and then we'll change up the exercise. Go ahead and give it back to him again. I'd like for all you midfield players, when you receive this ball now, to show a little personality. You're trying to help your team get out of the back. So I'd like to have a little bit of a call from you each time. As soon as you see him take that touch, yeah, I want that. Let him know with your voice, with some urgency, that you want this ball played to your feet because you're ready to go and take off and get us forward. All right, and all of us in the midfield have been a little bit quiet here. And in that case, it resulted in a little confusion about actually what he wanted, didn't it? All right? So let's go again, fellas. A little personality, you guys, in the midfield and forwards. Guess what I'm going to tell you? We need personality out of you, too. All right? So as soon as you see he's getting ready to take that touch, let him just be able to concentrate on the touch and hear where you are by your voice and what you want. And once you've played that ball into him now, midfield players, and you need for him to hold it, tell him to hold it. All right? Or you want it back. And then we'll play from there. All right? So a little more personality. You got the idea of the exercise? Let's have some personality now in what you're doing, okay? Let's go. I love it. Yep. Yep. Wonderful. Love it. Great job, fellas. Good. Okay, let's change up the ball that they're getting played into them now. All right? Now our team is back all the way on top of our own 18. And our backs here, back in here. That you're fine. Move back another 2 yards. You're fine. You guys are under pressure. And now you're going to clear a ball. You're going to take a touch and drive a ball up to these guys. You're hitting a 35-yard ball up to them. For you guys up top, becomes the biggest challenge for you now, doesn't it? These balls are getting flighted into you. You hope they're going to get driven into you because all three of you are small forwards. You hope they're going to get played into your feet. But sometimes those guys in the back, they just drive it up here, don't they? So for you, the important point is here. Make sure you make contact with him. That you see he's getting ready to drive that ball, give him a push. Give yourself some space, all right? Here we go. Take a touch. Clip that ball in. Yep. Okay, the same thing on all of them. Yep. I think this is a very difficult ball for the forwards. So the first thing is for you guys to not worry about, in this case, trying to play it one touch back. All right? I think that's a little bit advanced. Let's don't go to that yet. Let's see if you can get a hold of the ball and play the ball on your protected side away from this player. What's that mean for you guys? You guys need to hold your run a little bit, see how that ball is going to come into him, and then when you see how that ball is, now this is when we need your personality to say, yeah, here I am, all right? And show him where you're going to be, to show up. So don't get there too early with him. Stay underneath, see what he's going to be able to do with it, then get a hold of it so that we can connect it from here and go on, all right? Here we go. Yep. Good ball. Good, Kevin. Let's get your toe up nice and high, Kevin. All right? On that one, for your technique, get your toe up nice and high. This is what your toe looked like when you received it. Get that left-footed toe up nice and high. Make a big surface to receive it with. Yep. Awesome. I love it. Wonderful. Top class, this group right here. Yep. And what are you going to do as soon as you lay off that incredible ball? Admire it like that? You know, you're really admiring it. It was a really good layoff. God, that was a great test. All right, take off and get back involved in the game again. Stretch this thing out. All right? It was a great ball. We saw, all right. And again, that's why you guys in the back, know your forwards, all right? Know your forwards. Don't clip those high balls up to these little guys. All right? I love it. Yeah, Kevin, much better technique. Wonderful, Kevin. Terrific. Kevin, your toe was nice and high. You took that little magic hoppy and received it. Top class. Well done. Good. One more, fellas. Good. And what would you say about your spacing there with him? When he received it? Yeah, too little tight. Yeah. So sometimes you got to backpedal off of those. Give a little space where you can get that easy ball laid back off to you, playing back through. Okay? Good, fellas. Let's just do this. Let's have our forwards now. Let's have you guys down on the top of the 18 down there. Now down there, Paul. You guys who are serving the ball, let's have you back here towards midfield. Midfield players in the middle. Goalkeepers. We got a goalkeeper too. You guys want to hop in the goal there? Terrific. Goalkeepers, would you clean these balls up here, take them back in there with you? That'd be great. All right, I thought it was, first of all, let's give them a hand. That was a terrific demonstration by that group. Absolutely top class, fellas, and they got better and better as they went. So for these guys now, we're going to go back to the same exercise, but now it's going to be really dynamic. So Christian, when you check in and get this ball in here, we're going to move up a little bit higher, fellas. Let's make it like now you guys have done your job at midfield forwards. You've done a great job holding the ball for our team. we've been able to get everybody up into our half of the field, which is critically important to being an attractive team and a team that can keep the ball alive. If there's only 2 forwards or 3 people that are attacking into the other half because you're knocking long balls all the time, you can't keep the ball. There's only going to be 2 or 3 players up there. We want to have everybody up here so that when we do this play now, up top, and even if the ball gets cleared away, our whole team's in their half to win that ball back and have a second wave attack, and a third wave attack, and a fourth wave attack, and keep winning and winning and winning the ball back until eventually one of these little combinations results in a goal for us. Okay? So, same exercise, fellas, that we did that way. All right? So, Kevin, you're up first. Yep. And we're still going to take a touch, play a ball in here to Christian. But now, when you're up there, Kevin, I want you to think about your different choices that you got. Okay? You can either take this ball on yourself, which would be great. You can lay a ball back to him, play a little 1-2 with him. You can play a combination where you flick a little ball, hold on to the ball, flick a little ball through to him, whatever, but now it's all trying to get into goal. All right, so a little more risky like we were trying up there before, okay? And you guys see your area here is in between these yellow cones here, yep. Good. And take a touch and play, yep. Terrific. All right. And again, I think that's just a little personality thing there. Kevin took his second touch, third touch, and Christian's like, yeah, Kevin, all right? But I think if you'd said, Kev, that gets his attention. And he makes you want to play a little sharp pass to him, and then you can get a ball back, and you could have gotten that goal a little quicker there. Probably more realistic for you, okay? This group over here on this side, let's see what you got. Yep. All right, we'll play that. That's fine. Good. This group over here, let's see what we got. You guys talk to each other there, all right? You forward and midfield players, talk to each other now while the ball's out. Go on, have it. Great. Back in the middle here, let's see what we got, fellas. Okay, good. It's time to bring in a good point here. Well done, defender. He's a tough guy. I like this guy. Guys, you just saw the Liverpool match on TV this past weekend against Chelsea. Saw some tremendous examples of posting up. Okay, this is the top of our 18 here forward, so we're going to start our play up in here each time. All right, where these yellow cones are. There's not so much space to check back in deep now, is there? All right, so you might try a little of that ducking in and out, but you also might be able to try a little posting up on it, okay? Of putting your butt back in down into the guy and giving yourself a little bit of space there. Getting your arms out and making it more difficult for him to defend you, to get around you. Because that time you came behind him, he came at the same speed, he just won the ball, didn't he? Because the timing wasn't perfect with the pass. Okay, so try it again here. Let's try a little post up here, Kevin. See what you got. Yep, Christian, good. Yep, love it. Terrific. Come on, join in with him. I love it, Kevin. Well done. Terrific. Absolutely terrific. Let's see if we can get a post up down here. Come on. Yep. Yep. Post up. Hey, all right. I love it. Terrific. Great decision. Way to ride the tackle. What a goal. Another good one. Give him a hand, fellas. Fantastic. Yep. Let's see what we got here. Yep. Turn. Yep. I love it. Have it. Woo! Well done again. Terrific. Come on. Back in the middle. Let's see what we got. Yep. Yep. Come on. Hey, Kev, terrific job. Way to get yourself down low. Way to post up. Way to take the ball away. Take that chance. Take that chance, buddy. I'll take it off. Let me just take it off. I charge extra for this.
And you've got to watch to be done.
We're good. Yep. There's 32 minutes left. Terrific. Same group. First group again over here. This one. Yep. Look before you get it. Can you find him? Good. I love it. What a goal. Terrific. Well done. Keep. Here we go. Yep. It's dead. It's dead. Too tall, too big a combination, all right? Let's make it a little tighter in there. Yep. Come on, Christian. Yep. Come on. Get rid of that extra touch, Christian. Yep. Good. Christian, let's get rid of this extra touch here. That's that 3 touch. Let's try to make this 2 touch here if you can, okay? Same thing for all you midfield players. One more time through. Yep. Can you make it 2 touch? Quick. Hup. Hup. Affected side. Post up on him, all right? Post up on him. Get down low, and if he clatters into you, you fall over, you get a free kick, and one of these incredible left-footed guys that you got on your team, I'll bend it in and you'll get a goal. If he's going to clatter up your back like that, make him pay for it with a foul. I'll call it. All right? Last one down there. Yep. You see, now that the defender knows, might get a foul called. Hey, it's at the top of the 18. All right, he backs off a little bit. Good. All right, you fellas you guys have some water here? Okay, get yourself a quick drink. Paul, if we can get them, we can get set up for the next thing here, that would be great. Any questions on that before we move on? It's a very simple exercise, but I think that there are dozens and dozens of coaching points that you can make within it. What would be the next progression that we would do with this? We would put another defender in here. Then we would have the back player who's been playing the ball in the midfield come join in here. So we have a combination play between, particularly on the wings, between the outside back, the midfield player who's showing, and the forward. So we can go from 2 against 1 to 3 against 2. I'm not behaving very well here, Mike says. I should be standing out here. We're going to end up and let's take this goal, fellas, and move it up this way. Put this goal here on the 30-yard line. That goal right there, guys, put it on the 30-yard line. Let's take this goal and move it right up here to the 10, 20, 30, to the 40-yard line. That'll be great. On the hop, fellas. Let's get this done real quick here so we can get to the next couple things. Terrific. Up to the 40-yard line. Good. Let's have all the balls on the side over here, right about where the 50 is, right there where that 50 is. Terrific. Throughout our training sessions at Creighton, we do a lot of these kind of situations, whether they're 2 against 1 in the midfield, 2 against 1 at the top of the box, 2 against 1 within the box. All this other stuff is great. We want our forwards to be able to hold the ball in the midfield. We want them to be able to do a little something at the top of the box. But at the end of the day, we want them to be able to get goals for us. So let's have 2 of our forwards in this half right here. All right. 2 of the forwards over here. And let's have 1 defender in each one of the halves here. The other guys, you're over there where those balls are on the side. Terrific. So we got 2 forwards in here, Paul. Yep. We got 2 forwards in here, 1 defender there. Great. Extra balls are right here. Let's put these balls now. If you'll put them in, help the goalkeepers out, fellas. If you guys each take a ball, and I'd like to have the balls tucked right inside the corner of the net. Right in the side netting, if you would. Great. We'll have 2 of you guys that are going to be shaggers down at that end down here. They might miss sometime. And let's have about 4 over here protecting the spectators if we can. Let's tuck them right in the side netting. I don't want you to have to dig balls out of the back of the net there. Good, terrific. All right, so here's the rhythm right now. We'll start off with the goalkeeper with the ball here. He's going to play the ball out to the back. That's you? Yep. Terrific. You're going to end up and play the ball. You guys can't defend yet. I'm going to play the ball into one of you two up here, one of you two guys. Yep. Go ahead, Kevin. Yep. And you two guys are going to try to combine to get a goal there. You can be just, if your guy's not on you, or if you feel like you can turn him and smack it in, great. Got it? And they're doing the same thing on the other side. As soon as that ball's done, you're playing a ball here to the back. Yep. These two guys are opening themselves up inside the box. And we'll talk about some different patterns of play there to be able to get some goal-scoring chances. Great. We'll start right here. Here we go. We're going to play for 1 minute. Play. Shoot. Yep, 1-0. Make it, take it. Play. Yep, play. Yep. Next ball right here. Play. Yep. Look before you get it. Open up. Yep. Good try. I love it. Up. Here we go. 1-1. Two, 2-1. Make it, take it. Keep playing. Great goal, son. Come on, some personality here, you fellas. Yep. Play. Play, Kevin. Finish that. Well done. Play. 10 seconds left. Okay, great. Time. Just a couple of things I saw here for the group. I just wanted to play one round through just so they got an idea of it. But let's go back and give the ball back here to the goalkeeper. And let's talk about your body position when you're receiving all these, okay? Kevin's really good with guys on his back. He's terrific. But I think most of them that he received here, he received with his back to the goal like this. So when you check, it's great that you check here, Kevin, but if you can get that ball on your front foot, just like we did there, it's completely different than when we were trying to bring other people into the game. Now you're trying to win the game. And your feet are so good. If you take that on your front foot and a guy comes up on you, you can chop it back away from him, play it to another player. Your body position was good. Both you guys, a little bit too much with your back to goal. All right? See if you can get your body sideways on. See if any of you can try to even take a peek from here when the ball comes in. Maybe you can play a ball first time in there and beat these keepers. You've been great. Your feet have been great. You've created some great chances for yourself. Now let's see if you can get yourself a little more sideways on and be able to take these guys with earlier chances. All right? Here we go. Play. Yep. One time. Good finish. Up. Wonderful, Kevin. And that's what I'm talking about. Terrific. Terrific. Try to take it sideways on. The guy's up on him, chopped it away from it, and created his chance. Terrific. So much better. Wonderful. Great finish. Get another one. Here we go. Yep. Last couple here, fellas. Yep. Good. I love the follow each time. 15 seconds left. Who's going to win the game here? Better, Kevin. Go ahead and have it there, son. Yep. Last ball. I love it. Well done. Give them a hand. That's hard work in there. Well done, guys. So this is a game that we might play with just our forwards and a couple of our center backs while the rest of the team is doing a little bit of possession work. And then we'd bring the two groups together. This is maybe at most a 10, 15-minute exercise during training that they're doing because it's pretty tiring, isn't it, fellas? A little quick sprinting, but the forwards always enjoy it. They feel like it's a little bit more like it's a natural situation for them because they're getting lots of opportunities. Although it's a little bit false, at least they're getting a chance to use their technique in front of the goal. Let's move this goal back now. to the 20-yard line back there, back where it was. Good, and what we need here, Paul, is our teams of 5-on-5, if we can have that. So, Paul, if we could get the guys into their same teams that you guys were in for your groups, for your warm-up, with two different colored jerseys on, and then somebody can be in blue. We're going to show you later on this evening a bunch of other exercises that we do with our forwards and all our players that are 3 against 2, 2 against 1 exercises around the goal mouth that all our kids absolutely love in our program. The more they play them, the more they like them, the more they want to do them. And these are the kind of things that I think gets players wanting to continue to play for you. These are the kind of things, there's great fitness involved in this, there's great decision making, goal scoring opportunities out of it, one-on-one defending, the defenders, we haven't talked to them at all about this at all here, but the defenders learning how to take a 2 against 1 situation and make it into a one-on-one situation. I'm sure that'll get covered with the defending sections that you guys are going to hear tomorrow. But now we'd like to take this, so while these guys were doing this with our team, the rest of our guys would probably have been playing some kind of possession game. And now we're trying to combine all the things that we've done so far in this session in this method. Okay, we're going to have, let's have the yellows. You guys are going to play the blues here to start off with, all right? Reds, you're off, except I'd like 2 of you red players, 2 midfield players out of your red guys to stay in here. Yep, we're good. Kevin, you guys are going to have 2 of you back there to help shag, 1 of you back there to help shag, and 2 of you down here to help shag from behind. Terrific. Now, one of the forwards, we want to have you play up in this third of the field up here. Field's divided into 3 thirds. Yep. Good. And only 1 yellow player can defend in here against this 1 forward. So that's you. You got him? Okay. In this end up here, you're going to have 1 yellow forward up there. Terrific. In this third of the field right there. And 1 blue defender in there against him. In this group, in this middle section in here, you guys are playing, and you've got all the way to the width of the field. All right? With our 2 neutral players helping you out here. So it should be 3-on-3 in here with 2 neutral guys. Goalkeeper, let's start with the ball right there, please. That you're playing to the back player. Open yourself out wide a little bit. Face forward when you get it. Go back, give the ball back to him again. When you go wide, kind of look forward into this group right here. Yep. There you go. Great. Okay, and now he's going to be able to play that into any one of the yellow players or into the red players here. You guys have to complete 3 passes, then you can play into your yellow player. As soon as you've played it into him, 2 of you can go join him in to try to score a goal. So you're going to end up 3 against 1 here. So let's walk through it, make sure we got it. Yep, he's going to open up, get a ball. Yep, play it in. Yep, we're going to complete 3 passes here. 1, 2, yep. Lay that off. Forward, show up. I love it. 3, great. 2 of you in. Wonderful. All right, you got it? As soon as that happens, down there, yep. You're going to get a ball. You're going to play it to the back player right away. Yep. In here into the middle third. You can always play it back to him if you need to. It's all right, play. And we play from there, yep. Terrific. Can you find the forward? And you're up and you're playing again right down there. Let's see if we can get the ball moving. Everybody's trapping the ball in here, all right? Let's don't trap the ball so much. Let's see if we can get the ball moving in here a little bit quicker. Let's get our speed of play going. Love it, Christian. Can you find the forward? Can you run off of him right here? Yep. Again, back to personality there a little bit. I thought it was an okay ball into him, but it was a softball in there, and he needed to have somebody be able to say, yeah, play me right now. Yeah, I'm here, so they could hear your voice, because that was going to be a hard one to hold for a long time, wasn't it? Yeah, with this big palooka on you, he's good. All right, here we go. It's all right, play. Good keeper. Keeper, you can play that ball into there too. Yep. Mind how you receive that ball, all right? Don't receive that ball with your back to goal. See if you can receive that ball sideways on in there. See? Yep. No pressure for the forwards yet in that third. Yep. All right, fellas, we'll keep score here. Let's have reds, you guys are on. Yellows are off. 2 yellows can stay on in here in the midfield to be the neutral guys. And we'll play a little competition here. 3-minute games, guys. All right, the only thing I'm going to tell you now, you're going to get 1 point for any shot you get on goal. But now every time you can play a little up, back, and through, you're going to get 3 points for a shot on goal. So let's just see what that would look like here. Let's give the ball out here to the back player. Yep. Play the ball here into the midfield. We completed our 3 passes. That's fine. Yep. Play him. Knock it back. Whoa. We're going to get 3 points for up, back, and through. So knock it back into here. Yep. And guess who you're playing? I don't know. I like this guy over here. He was already off on his run. Yep. Great. He was running a nice little diagonal run. So look before you get it. You'll get 3 points for any shot on goal like that in here. You guys got it? You don't have to do it, but if it's on, let's try it. And the thing I'm trying to encourage for you guys now is some personality. When this forward gets this big palooka on his back, kicking him, somebody yelling right away that you want the ball back, and you've already looked before and you're finding that third runner through. Okay, you guys see that? Great. Play. Yep. This is a training exercise that I think is very important. There's been, again, we go back to statistics and the studies that have been done about where goals come from. A high percentage of goals now coming in the world are coming from an area called Zone 14. Divide the field up into 16 zones, and Zone 14 is the area right in here that we have. Right outside the top of the 18, in between, a little bit wider than the D in the 18, and goals are created from those positions in there. So what we want to try to do with this exercise with our team is to replicate a situation over and over and over again where we get goal-scoring chances and opportunities from balls being played from Zone 14 in. Terrific. Like it. Wonderful, Kevin. All right, and play him through. I like it. Well done, fellas. Good. Paul, you want to switch them after 1 more minute? And I'll just answer questions while they're playing. Coach Rideout, you want to switch them after 1 more minute? It's all right. Come on, get the ball. Play. Come on, keep play. Wonderful. It's all right. I like the idea anyway. Show of. Well done, kid. Who's right? I like it. Way to call for it. Done a little bit unlucky there. Good. Well defended. Yep. It's okay. I like that you tried to play the one-time ball into him, even though it didn't work. It's all right. Good movement, Kevin. Good goal. Good up, back, and through, fellas. Well done. Get 3 points for that. I love it. You're starting to hear the personality of the player come out a little bit more. We get a little more calling for the ball. They're starting to see it. I can see them starting to see it. They're starting to see that third runner option already and the little up, back, and throughs. Terrific, fellas. Kev, lean into him there, all right? Especially in the box. When he's clattering up your back like that and it's kind of a slow ball into you, stop your feet. If he keeps coming, you fall over, you get a goal. You get a PK. You're being really honest there, but I think it was such a bad ball into you, you got to take a chance. You're probably going to lose that one, aren't you? Well done. That'll do us right there, fellas. Wizards guys. Another round of applause for those guys. Well done, guys. You guys go get a drink. You got it.
Repeat the question. I'm going to have it. I'm here, but they won't hear.
You got it. Questions? This is your all's time now. Please ask any questions you have so far in this. We're going to take it a little bit more of a progression when we come back after the break. Who's not shy?
We got one over here.
Okay.
When you don't have movable goals, like the progression we did before this last drill, how can you modify that when you just have one goal to play against?
I think it's a good question, and fortunately it's a question that's becoming less and less prevalent. There's a lot of really inexpensive, some of the places you can find online for less than $150 now. You can find a little flat portable goal that you can put up quickly. But we've done the same exercise in places where we didn't have that, and you just take 2 corner flags and make that into the goal. You have to have it sort of structured like what we had here, which is you always make sure that you're taking care of having some people that are shaggers back behind on each time. I've seen people do that if they have a third goalkeeper, the extra goalkeeper's back in behind that section. But otherwise, I think 2 corner flags are great to use for that. And if you can't get a hold of a couple corner flags, the other thing is, you can just use cones. Just use your cones there for your goal line. I think movable goals are essential to helping develop particularly forward players. I think we need to put them in transition environments, and we're going to show that here when we come back. A lot of transition environments for our forwards. That as soon as they've lost the ball, that they are immediately putting pressure on the other team to try to regain possession of the ball so that we can attack again. So it's a good question.
Testing.
Yeah, I was wondering, I see you have them changing the play from side to side. I would like you to tell us how important it is to have the play changes in direction from side to side, especially when you attack it.
I think it's a very good observation that he said about how we had the play changing from side to side. In the first environments that we put here for the players, everything was pretty linear that we did. It was direct balls up to them either from the midfield or from the back players in long, narrow channels. I think when you're trying to improve players' ability with their back to goal, that's the environment you need to put them in, where it's longer and narrower fields. In this game, it was very observant of you that what we did is we made the field very wide but short. So for the 3v3 plus 2, the space that was available for these players all the time was not back to front, but side to side. It's a very good observation, and it's a preparation play for being able to play these balls into the forward's feet. It's a wonderful observation, and that's the reason I should have said that. That's part of the design of this drill, is for them to be able to do that. Good question. Any others? Great. We're going to take a little break, Mike.
Yes, let's take Bob and visit a round of applause.